Yo, what's going on, friends, family? My name is Skylent. Just a quick video. I'm just going to poop out here talking about my 5 reasons why I'm hyped for Shadowlands. I don't personally have access to the alpha or whatever, the testing. I'm sorry. And I do want to apologize for maybe not having completely accurate footage to what I'm talking about, or, I want to express my true feelings for this game, but I haven't even played it myself. So this is all just based off of watching Twitch streamers, watching videos and list videos, just watching a lot of people podcast talk about this game and kind of putting together a lot of points that they have made all together. Like, this is what's happening, this is what we like, this is what we hate, and, throwing in my thoughts and feelings there of like, oh, I'm liking this stuff. So 5 reasons why I'm hyped for Shadowlands, and hopefully you guys do get excited for that too, because I want to actually build a guild in World of Warcraft for the first time. So if you guys will jump in with me, that'd be really great. And a couple of points on this list should actually, get you excited to do that. Yeah. So anyways, very personal bias list, just kind of ranting this out there, but I would love to know your thoughts and feelings in the comments below as well, but I ask you keep the hype alive. Now here is my top 5. All right, so the first reason, almost kind of, beside the fact that it's going to be in Shadowlands expansion, is going to be the Death Knight. So even if there was no new expansions, the truth is that I'm just kind of hungry for the Death Knight class, which, in my opinion, arguably is the best objectively. Dark Knight or Death Knight is, I guess, archetype or class. I know that some different games and MMOs try to do it, but especially in Shadowlands with the new changes, oh my god, Unholy, woo! I gotta play. I have to play it. But I have to say that with my MMO gaming diet, a lot of games don't really do this class at all, or well, let alone like a summoning style class. So I'm also going to use this point here just for generally like just all the classes, and it's going to be something that we could debate about. So yeah, I'm excited to play Death Knight. That's me personally. I want to tank. I want to take it seriously. I want you guys to know I'm all about that shit. Especially with the new changes with Unholy, where you can just spam, like lots of zombies and ghouls and really cool stuff going on there. But also all the classes are getting sort of an unpruning of abilities, which is why it's like a double-edged sword. Is we're not just getting like new abilities, and we're not having like an evolution of classes exactly, but it's kind of more like we're just getting stuff that used to be in the game. However, with the overall balance and the flow of the game, especially overall, I think with the new, we do get one or a few abilities depending like how you see it. You get one ability when you do your Covenant, so you get to choose a Covenant ability, which is very reminiscent of Elder Scrolls. Covenant ability, sweet, but that's like you get like 1. And even though you get like, I think 3 per class, you're going to have just 1. So anyways, everyone gets a new ability and then you get unpruned abilities, and it sounds kind of lame, just saying it out like that. And for some classes, it is going to be lame. But for most classes, and especially any of the ones that I cared at all to play, everyone was super ecstatic. So I'm sorry if you're a mage player, maybe if you're like a shadow priest, oh, sorry, but if you're Death Knight, right? If you're shaman, and certain other classes, maybe like a monk specialization, you're gonna have a lot of fun, I think. But yeah, with me, Death Knight, I'm gonna jump in, I'm gonna have a great time, I think, and especially with fitting the aesthetic theme, it's gonna be great. So that's just me personally. Let me know what class you're looking forward to, or let's fight about the mechanics of unpruning or pruning abilities, and is this just recycled content? Blah, blah, blah. Let's fight. Number 4 is going to be Remade Leveling. This is something that not too many people really touched on too much, because people who are getting into the alpha are like obviously like good and shit. But I will say that I know that it'll take about 8 hours, right? If you're just kind of like a general speedrunner, you got your heirlooms and your boosts and stuff like that. It's going to take 8 hours to get to max level, which the levels are now squished, and there's a totally retooled and renewed leveling experience, something that's been overdue. Actually, if you watch my old video where I talk about basically Battle for Azeroth leveling, the 1 through 20 free trial experience, that video did well enough, and you guys seem to agree with me overwhelmingly that it fucking sucks. It's not great, and there's some magic here and there, but generally you just kind of level past it. You just blow past anything that could be cool, and a lot of mechanics just fall away, and it's essentially just like a really long, drawn-out, dumb-ass tutorial that doesn't even really teach you how to play the real endgame. So anyways, Remade Leveling, that is not going to be instantaneously challenging. It's not going to like reignite the magic of classic World of Warcraft, but it is going to be an easier, quicker, and just a better teaching tool, I think, for new players. That's pretty much all that people have kind of said. It's very light. People just kind of run through it, or don't even, they don't even mess with it really. So sorry to say that we have to see when the game actually comes out how everything is balanced, but I am excited for the remade leveling because I do want to start a guild. I want you guys to be able to jump into WoW with me and play together and have fun. And also, right now, World of Warcraft is really going in this direction of, you know, making alternates, like making lots of new classes and having, like, okay, if you're a tank main, well, you probably should have 3 or 4 different classes to tank with. So you're going to be re-leveling and stuff, and that should probably be a little bit fun. I don't know, maybe not. But I do like the idea of basically reimagining World of Warcraft, which is like the whole theme with Shadowlands, but then also like that introductory experience, because not everyone has played World of Warcraft, or it's been a while since some people have, so getting them in and just kind of, you know, getting them re-immersed in the world, I think is super important. And I want you guys to play with me, so I'm glad that this facet is here, because before it was so hard to convince any of you to play with me at all. Halfway on my list, or things I'm hyped about for Shadowlands, is just the general theme. Like I said earlier, like Death Knight, dude, Death Knight, right? So Chad. But the theme overall, I love undead, Death Knight, Gothic, you know, moody, broody kind of stuff. I'm looking forward to the Elder Scrolls Online expansion just because of that. And, well, I mean, we're literally dead. We're in, like, this afterlife thing. Everything is super Gothic. And that's actually something that a lot of people have been talking about in the streams and the VODs. People mentioning that this shit is cool. This shit is Castlevania as fuck. And, you know, it gets really dark. It gets really crimson, and I really appreciate this direction. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not all just like undead bones and gore or anything like that. It's definitely ethereal and magical, and there's a really interesting palette choice, almost like a negative. Like if you ever took a picture and then clicked negative in Photoshop or whatever, that like blue and kind of gold and white, and basically everything is swapped, and it just seems so reversed or mirrored and strange, and well, it just seems like the Shadowlands. And I feel like the theme is just incredibly potent with this expansion, and also it's just an aesthetic that I kill for, and I died for. I literally we'll all die. Everyone's dead. Isn't that crazy? Just think of the implications that we all die. We're all dead. We're in the afterlife. It's okay. Anyways, some real mythological shit going on, and I'm dumb excited for it. Okay, so number 2 is an incredibly specific mechanic. And it's a really specific area of the game that I think might change the entire game. I'm not sure what they exactly planned for this, if this was going to be like the main feature, if this is like a queue, almost a mini game kind of thing, but this is the thing that everyone is talking about, that everyone is having dumb fun with, and that is Torghast. So Torghast is essentially like, I don't know, it seems like they took inspiration from a couple of like private servers, and definitely with the virality of rogue elements or roguelites. So it's like this tower sort of system where you're going to go through multiple levels, fighting enemies, and at the start you kind of have a baseline like class abilities, like you're just kind of playing your character. But as you kill bosses and as you slowly make your way through the levels, you get these ridiculous mutators, just like you do in like Binding of Isaac, or I personally prefer the roguelike Dungeon Souls myself, Nuclear Throne, and I don't know, Risk of Rain 2 is a big one right now, right? So it's games like that where you start out, you know, baseline, okay, yeah, I can shoot some things, or I can cast some fireballs, and then suddenly it's like you can cast 1,000,000 fireballs that do 1,000,000 damage, and you know, it gets really dumb, right? Where you have like no cooldowns, you're blinking all over the place, boom, 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 and it gets like real fucking Dragon Ball Z. Very Diablo inspired as well, obviously, right? So you would think we would have this kind of content much sooner, and I don't know why we haven't. This is, I think, something that people have asked for a long time, and the idea of a tower climbing MMO is not uncommon, so that fantasy has been unlived in World of Warcraft, I think, properly until just now. So this is something that, and I wouldn't mention it unless everyone was talking about it, because I don't care about, you know, cute little gimmicky things like that, but everyone's saying it's awesome, and you get to live a sort of fantasy that you never would have before in World of Warcraft. And really the only maybe negative to this that people mention a few times is that, well, this is so fun that maybe the base game, just the general open world gameplay and stuff, might become a little boring. So I want to see where Blizzard takes this and springboards from this. But this alone, this mechanic alone, is my number 2 reason why I am really excited for Shadowlands. Okay, and my number 1 reason why I personally want to play Shadowlands, well, it's almost kind of against the theme of this video. Shadowlands specifically, no. I just want to play endgame content. Like, this could be any expansion, and I do generally trust World of Warcraft and Blizzard with all the money, with the box copies and subscription, and how long this game has lasted, and with their competitive scene, with their endgame competitive scene. It's literally a freaking esport. It's a PvE esport. Very exciting stuff. I just trust that it's going to have some good shit. Okay, that's pretty much it. But especially with Shadowlands and all the other points combined, retooled leveling, make it easier for people to play with me, make a guild, all that. Basically, what I want to do is I want to make a guild, I want to run through the game, and I want to play modern World of Warcraft almost like this is my first time. Like, oh my god, let's go play this new MMO. Because that's kind of what expansions are. And World of Warcraft, what they do with expansions is they expand the end game. And that shit is competitive and hard and difficult, and I've only ever just tasted it and have been teased by it, and mostly just watch other people because I've never been in a big giant guild that could do really cool stuff. But I think it's time that I take it seriously. So I will be jumping into World of Warcraft and the challenging endgame content, especially because of the Torghast, right? Like, whoa, you're gonna have all these weird mechanics. What are you gonna do with the endgame this time? And Shadowlands, the whole concept, the theme, right? What's going to go on with the dungeons and the lore, the story that also revolves around that. And again, I already mentioned the leveling, being able to get up into it and hopefully, have that ease of access to jump into the end game proper, as well playing my class, the Death Knight. Basically, number one is kind of all the other points combined, plus just the, gameplay loop of competitive end game. Yeah, can't wait to play Death Knight as the tank. Hopefully you guys join me behind my sword, my big sword, my big sword. I'll tank for you, friends and family, for sure. I don't know though. Unholy looks really cool. Maybe I'll DPS. Anyways, role that I choose to play beside. I just really want to play some really good, fun endgame content. I know World of Warcraft has that. So, Shadowlands. Am I excited? Yeah, I'm really, really excited just to play it casually with you, friends and family, and to see what I can do to muster up the strength, tackle the end game. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be doing like some esports, like I'm not going to be like the guild method or anything like that, but it's just really cool to see how World of Warcraft is supporting its hardcore players, which a lot of the MMO that I've played previously, like Guild Wars 2 or Elder Scrolls Online, they haven't really done that. So yeah, I'm jumping into World of Warcraft for that. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it. I mean, it's just super biased, just a ranty list video of why I'm excited for Shadowlands. Now, this is just based off of what we know so far and what people have been talking about and just regurgitating over and over again. Like, everyone's playing Death Knight and they're like, oh shit, this is pretty neat, man. Playing shamans, a lot of people mention the shamans, whatever. Bunch of different classes. There is some pros, there is some cons, things I do like, things I don't like. But this is kind of the stuff that people have mentioned a lot that I also am excited to play. So, definitely, what do you guys think about the Torghast thing, especially? Like, that's a weird thing. How do you feel about content like that being added to the game? I think it's a really nice twist, and it shows maybe now that Blizzard, at least with World of Warcraft, is interested in not just kind of unpruning the game and getting it back to where it was good, but then also at the same time, not afraid to take chances and experiment a little bit, because that's really the magic of MMOs, is that discovery. And a whole mechanic that's based on discovering weird random builds and just being overpowered and all that power fantasy. Oh my god, yes, my fantasy MMO, I want a little bit of that. Anyways, that's it. Much love. I'll see you in the next one.